So July was going to be the month of my first official dressage test, and that didn't quite happen. So I booked the horse box for the 6th of July and was going to book him for dressage, but that week we weren't really feeling it. We weren't quite in tune together. It just wasn't going to happen. So instead I took him to an arena hire where they had polework patterns set out on the floor, which I thought would be really good for him, really good strengthening exercise as well. So we took him out and he was quite sharp at first when he came off the box, so I just did a little bit of in-hand leading him around, get him used to the environment, and then got on. And actually it was a really successful ride, and actually we managed to dodge the rain. It was a horrendous day and we had that 1 hour of the day where it didn't rain, so I was really pleased with that. And I think he actually had a really good time as well because he really enjoys pole work. The following week we took him out again to Woburn Forest, and I had a lovely ride with Steph from Woburn Forest Park and Ride, and it's such a wonderful place to go just for a chill, for a really nice ride around the woods. I then noticed that his saddle, which he's had for a couple of months now, was not quite fitting right, and I was going away for a week to visit family in Switzerland, and I needed to get a saddle nailed before we went because someone else was going to be riding him for me. So this month Basil had another new saddle. So July marks another month where I've got another new saddle. So I'm on saddle number 4 now with Basil in the 7 months that I've had him, and it's because he keeps changing shape. So we started off with a Fairfax monoflap cross country, and no, I don't want to jump, but actually it was the only thing I could get to fit his back shape at the time and go narrow enough. So when I first got him, he was super narrow. He was actually in the pink narrow bar from Fairfax, which isn't even on their scale most of the time, and even that was too wide for him. So we started there and we managed to get that out to about narrow medium, and then his back profile changed and that saddle didn't work anymore. So then we had to go to an Akeep jump saddle because again, at that point in time it was very flat, and that was the only thing I could get to work for him. Then I saw an Ideal Susanna pop up on the website, and I thought, that looks like it could work. Popped that on, that was great for a while. Again, he started changing shape and that no longer fitted him. And I also ordered him an Albion GP. And again, by the time these things arrived, 8 to 10 weeks later after order, he's chunked out and they didn't fit. So back to square one again. And then I saw this saddle pop up on the website, which is a Black Country Eloquence, which is one of their classic dressage saddles. It's a really nice saddle. I saw this come from the website and I thought, well, I'll try it. And actually this is the one we're in now and it works really well. And this saddle was about 400 quid. So all of the money I spent, this is probably my favourite saddle so far. And Basil really goes really nice in it and he really likes it as well. And I know he's going to keep changing shape the more work we do. He's still building muscle, he's still building the top line. And as the work changes as well as we get a bit more advanced, because obviously we're doing very basic work at the moment, again, his back's going to change again. I'm always keeping an eye on it, always checking just to make sure everything is okay, and when it's not, that's when I obviously have to look for something else. But when you've got a new horse or a young horse or something in your horse's routine changes drastically, like you've moved yards or you've changed his workload, these things can change your horse's back profile, and you do need to really keep a close eye on it and make sure if you notice anything different, you get your saddle fitter out. So I'm very pedantic about this and making sure that what's best for him is what we've got at the moment. So really pleased with this one at the moment, and his back is actually feeling really good at the moment. There's no sensitivity in his back, his muscles are feeling really nice. He has physio regularly in Cairo, and we're doing lots of pole work, and we also do his stretches every day. So carrot stretches, but I use a lick thing. So yeah, really trying to like build a strong back and a strong core with him at the minute, just to help support the saddle. Now, one thing about this particular saddle is that would put some people off is that it's got creases in the seat here. Now, some people are like, oh God, it's a broken tree, it's this, like that. It's not a broken tree. Unless you flex your saddle and it literally bends in half and causes a crease, then it could potentially have an issue. If it's really bendy, creaky, making sounds at you and then creases in the middle, you would want to get that checked out. If you've generally got creases in the seat like this is just because of the leather stretch. So you've got leather and foam, and obviously nowadays everyone wears sticky bum jods, and it can just cause the leather to stretch a little bit, and that's what causes those creases. So I'm not worried about that at all. Obviously we check everything at Saddlebank anyway, so it's been inspected and it's absolutely fine. For anybody watching who might be thinking, oh, there's creases in her seat, it's fine, don't worry about it. So another piece of tack that I've been having issues with pretty much since I first got Basil is the bridle and the bit. And this is the bridle we've settled on for now. We both agree that this is fine for us both. And he's quite sensitive around this sort of area just above the bit where the noseband would sit. So I've gone for this, which is a Shire's Velocity sort of hunter style bridle, because it's got a really thin noseband and it's just less bulk between, and he's quite happy in this. I did have a really nice blingy one, patent noseband and crystal brow band, but he is so sensitive, he said no. So we're in this for now, and this is working. Whilst I was away, I saw that a space had come up on a fun camp, and it was for the following weekend when I got back, and I was like, yes, this sounds great. This is exactly what I need to do. So I got a space, I booked on, and I was so excited. Like, I never get excited for anything. I'm always one of these people that thinks, well, let's just wait until it happens to make sure it actually does happen. And I was just so excited to take him to camp. I was planning what I was going to do. I had to sleep in the horse box and things like that, and how it was all going to work. The week in the run up to camp, I came back from holiday, obviously being ridden by somebody else. And a couple of days before camp, I went to get him out the field, and I was like, oh God, what has he done now? And I walked up to him, and as he was walking up to me, his head was on the floor, like his nose was virtually touching the floor as he was walking. And he holds his head low generally, but not that low. And I was like, oh no, what's he done? So I went up to him, and I could see he literally couldn't pick his head up. I put his head collar on, I tried to lift his head, and he wasn't having any of it. And I was thinking, no, like, one, I don't want him to be injured. Two, literally right before camp. And I was just so worried. So I brought him in, and I did some stretches with him, like carrot stretches and things like that, and tried to lift his head up, and it did improve. And I managed to get him standing up nicely by the end of it. And then the next day, his head was low again, but not as low as it was. So again, doing more carrot stretches and really trying to lift him up. And the day before camp, we managed to get it right again. And I was really relieved, because I just thought, all the money I spent on camp, am I going to have to get a vet out? Am I going to cancel the camp? Is he going to be okay generally? Like, what has he actually done? But what I noticed was he had a scuff and scratches on his back hoof as well, and a little cut above his coronet band. And I don't know whether he'd had a fight with his hay box or something, or he's rolled and he's got stuck and just like twanged his head or neck or something and just got a little bit stiff through it. So with all the carrot stretches, I managed to get him up, and actually we went to camp. And it was great. We had a brilliant time. So we arrived on the Thursday, and Thursday evening. So put him in the stable, got his stable ready, unpacked the horse box, and then went off for a lovely hack in the woods. And it's amazing woods at Forest Edge, and it's absolutely incredible. And also on the hack, I was so proud. We had our first ever canter on a hack. Really, really pleased with him. He was really forward. He was really excited, but he was so well behaved. So I couldn't really have asked for any more from him. So what did we do at camp? So it was 3 days of fun and confidence building. So on the Friday, it was 2 sessions, but I actually had a third session because I booked in a bit fitting appointment. And that was my first official ride on the camp. We've had a look this month at bits, because I've tried him in so many different bits. He obviously goes really low as his default anyway, from whatever's happened to him before, ridden in draw reins or whatever. And I've tried different bits to try and make him more comfortable. He's also quite mouthy in his bits as well. And this is the one we were settled on for quite a while, which is an Expert Bits hanging cheek comfy barrel, and it actually locks up as well. So when you're riding it, it sort of goes into a fixed bit like that. And this is the one I was using, but then I thought, well, we'll try something else just to see if we can get him a little bit more comfortable. I then tried this, which is a Steuben Gold Wings, and it's a loose ring, but the gold wings are obviously to prevent any nipping at the sides of the mouth. Wasn't really much difference to this one, to be honest. That didn't really make any difference at all. And then I had a bit fitting at camp, and to be honest, the setup was not great. It was in a field, there was a tractor going up and down with a sprayer, there was horses running in the field behind, there was some sort of deer in the woods screaming that it must have got stuck on the fence or something, and then there was lessons going on over there. And it was all a bit too much for Basil, we couldn't cope with it, so we didn't really get to try the bit properly. But the bit lady recommended this one, which is a Bomber Ultra Comfy Lockup. And I bought this bit, and Basil said absolutely not. So yesterday I rode him in it, and he was throwing a few tantrums. Again, you just have to listen. So he started off by doing a little micro buck, and then he sort of on the spot throws himself around, and then I went over some poles, and he clattered the pole, and then he had a paddy straight afterwards, and I just thought something's not right here. So I jumped off, and he just stood there like an angel, like as if to say, okay. And I changed back into this bit, and perfect again. So again, listen to your horses and see what's working for them and not working for them, because it's really important. They're trying to tell you something. But yeah, so we're sticking with this setup for now, and I think there probably is some sort of improvement we can make with a bit further, but he's quite happy in this for now, and he is a bit mouthy, but I am also trying to ask him to work a little bit more up, whereas obviously his default is I want to go down, I want to go low, and that's where he's balanced. So just trying to now my confidence is a bit more. He's a little bit fitter, he's got a bit more muscle. It's now trying to sort of get him to come up and actually use his back end a bit more. So my first official lesson at camp was pole work, and it was really fun. And Basil loves pole work. So At this camp, you can choose which height of jumps you want to do. I just decided poles were for us. And one of the things I said before camp was if I come away doing a teeny tiny micro cross pole jump, I'll be so happy. And I did. We managed to do 3 or 4 little jumps, and really pleased with them, and Basil loved it, so I think it's something we're going to have to look into doing a bit more of. But for the rest of the weekend at camp, we did formation riding, where we rode around as a group. Usually I ride on my own, so he's not normally ridden with other horses, and we had to ride right up someone's ass with somebody right behind us as well, which Basil wasn't too impressed with, but he did it, he got over it, and again, it's something new for us. We also had a biomechanics lesson to look at our position as riders. We did Pilates, looking again at position for riders. We had fun in a field, which was cross country or mini cross country, which, yeah, it's not for us. We tried, but I mean, the little logs weren't the issue. The issue was the open space, other horses going away from him. He got really nappy towards one of his friends, didn't like the other two. So we had a few little quirks going on there, and he started leaping around. And in the end, I just thought, we already know cross country's not for us. It's not where we want to go, so I'm not going to get stressed about this. So we got off and just let him have a little munch, de-stress and relax. Over the weekend, so I slept in the 3.5-ton horse box that I hire, and I slept in the horse bit, which the first day I got there, it was quite late. I had to wash it out quickly before I actually put my bed down. So washed it out, and then I had to leave the doors open because it definitely needed a bit of airing out. Second day, fine, and it was quite nice actually sleeping with the main door open and just the little side one shut because I could see up to the stars, which was quite cool. Third day, it chucked it down with rain, and I was sitting there having lunch, didn't even think about the fact that I've left the big door open and all the windows. Next thing, I'm sprinting across the car park, shutting the door, shutting the windows, but by then the water's in. And that night it was freezing cold in there, so not so great. But overall, we had a really good time, and we did our first unofficial dressage test. So we did a test, not in all the gear or anything like that, and we got a mark. So interested in things we can work on and what we did well at. So yeah, that was really good. So for August, plans for August, I'm going to try and take it easy. We've got the horse box hired for the 10th of August, and they're with the intention of going to our now first dressage test. Still a little bit unsure. I'm going to decide on Friday night. Yeah, hopefully we'll get out and do our first official dressage test, and yeah, then we're just going to take it easy and really try and work on transitions and do some more poles at home, and just try and build our confidence with things like that, and just try and get Basil working a little bit better and using his hind end a little bit more. So total spend for this month is... Thought it was starting to come down, but obviously camp was quite expensive, so that's racked up my bill a little bit there, and I had to get a new hat and things like that for camp. So overall, not too bad. Hopefully next month will be lower because we've only got one outing planned so far, and yeah, just gonna have a little bit of fun.